This is Family Time 154, and we're setting up a plan. We are continuing to talk about self-management. And we're to the stage where we've talked about our goals, we've talked about the things we really want, the mindset to get those things, setting up disciplines to get those things, and now we're actually trying to establish some practices. One of my favorite rappers, who goes by the name Killer Mike, has a saying. He says, plot, plan, strategize, organize, and mobilize. And that's kind of the process we're going through. We've spent some time plotting, thinking about what do we really want? Where do we want to go? Where's the target that we're aiming at? And now we need to start planning. How do we get those things? Then we can start to organize and mobilize. We can start to set things up and take action. That's what I want us to be thinking about this week with regards to the goals that you've set for yourself, or the things that you really want. Now it's time to set up a plan. And that's a difficult step. It's very easy for us to say, well, these are the things that I want. Great. What are you going to do to get them now? And here's where we need to start being specific. What are you specifically going to do? It can't be vague. If you want to get healthier, you can't just say, I'm going to change the way I eat and I'm going to exercise. Okay, specifically, what are you going to do? If I want to get an A in a class, or I want to get better scores in this class. Okay, what are you going to do? Well, I'm going to study. That's not specific enough. That's too vague. And that's where most of us fall apart when it comes to our goals. We'll either be too vague so we can't take meaningful action, or we'll go too far the other way and we'll set up some unrealistic expectations. Say, well, I'm going to get into shape. I'm going to exercise an hour every single day. Okay, life is busy. It's chaotic. Things get in the way. We have to leave some room for us to adapt and change things as they go. But we have to be regimented. We have to use that discipline we talked about last week to take those baby steps. And that's the tough thing, is we have to understand with our plan that more often than not, our success and our growth is going to be these small increments. So that's how we're going to focus on our plan, is what little things can we do that are repeatable. I think that's a great way to set up an action plan, is say, okay, I'm going to do this behavior and make it a measurable thing. So if I'm going to use just exercising as an example because it's easy to understand. If we want to change our physical fitness, instead of saying, well, I'm just going to get in shape, I'm going to work out more, too vague. Instead of setting an expectation of, I'm going to work out an hour every single day, I'm going to run a mile every single day. Well, then something comes up and we get busy, and then, maybe we pull a muscle or something, we have a little setback. And then we say, well, geez, I didn't meet my goal. I failed there. Now I'm just not going to do it all. I'm going to write it off. Instead of doing that, give ourselves some wiggle room, but be specific. Maybe it's something small, something so small it almost seems insignificant. That's actually the advice that I give when I talk to like adults who want to get in shape and maybe have been sedentary for a while. Is I'll say, start with something so simple, it would be ridiculous to not do it. An actual thing that I'll tell them to do is try to hold a plank for 30 seconds total. You don't even have to do it 30 seconds in a row. 30 seconds total while you're watching TV at night. That is so simple. It takes so little time. It would be silly not to do it. And people think, well, I'm not really going to see any change from that. You're right. You're right. It's so small, you're not going to see any immediate change. But if you do that, you do it every night. Well, Then it starts to become so easy. You think, you know what, I'm going to hold it for a minute instead of 30 seconds. Then I'll do that for a while. And now I have this routine going. I built this success. Now I'm going to add something to that. Now I'm going to maybe do a couple push-ups with that. I'm going to do some sit-ups and keep changing, keep adding to your plan, but find ways to be successful. I think that's so important early on with your plan. Find ways to check the boxes and feel that little hit of dopamine when we achieve success, and make it a yes or no question. I think that's a key, is instead of focusing on a certain amount of time or a certain amount of weight loss or whatever it is, make it a yes or no question. Did I do the thing I said I was going to do? Yes or no? Did I hold the plank for 30 seconds? Yes. Good job. Success. We can add to that. We can build from there. Did I not hold the plank for 30 seconds? No. Okay. Now I need to reevaluate. Now something simple, that small, man, I haven't done that yet today. I need to do it right before I go to sleep, whatever, so I can at least check that box and feel good about it. And if I miss a day, it's not to end my plan. It's not to write off. Then it's to say, okay, then I definitely need to do it today because yesterday was a no. And I need to build as many yeses as I can. I need to build as many small successes as possible. So I want you to think of a plan specific to your goals. Think about some small baby steps you can take right now that you can implement today. And that's an important place to start too. Don't get caught up in the minutia. That's when people talk to me about working out too. It's like, well, okay, I'm checking out gyms, or what's the right exercise plan for me? That's one that always gets me. I've been looking at different plans and programs, and I want to maybe do this or this or this or this. Just start. Just start. Find something you can start today. That gets you on the path. Make it yes or no questions. So you can say, yes, I did that. No, I didn't. You'll continue to build success. That will fuel other success. And then we'll continue to build on your plan. Until next time, much love.